Hey friends, welcome back to Project Winston, the video series where we build my bucket list dream car, a wide-body Ferrari 911. So what's really cool about this car is we're building a lot of really cool bespoke pieces to the car, kind of like one-off elements. And I'm not a super rich guy. I don't have my own CNC machine sitting around, so I've called on the help of a lot of my friends to help build these pieces. I mean, in previous videos, we talked about my custom-made steering wheel, my buddy Tim Harney helping with custom-made body elements, some custom switches, and etc. One other really cool component is the emblem. So have you ever wanted to be an obnoxious jerk like me and have your own custom hood emblem? Well, this is exactly what we have here. My buddy, longtime friend Matthew Deutsch, helped me create a Project Winston hood badge. And so we're going to talk to him briefly about what it takes to actually create your own custom-made hood badge. Maybe you'll do one for yourself. Anyway, let's cut to the interview.
Yeah.
All right, so we're here with my longtime friend Matthew. I've known Matthew for like what, 15 years now? Is it about right now?
It's got to be. Sounds about right.
And what's in the background? Well, like, what's your day job?
So I work as an additive manufacturing technician for a company called Viable Engineering Solutions in association with Siemens Energy. And behind me, I've got an injection molder and a Fanic robot arm. So it's pretty interesting.
That's awesome.
Spot to be in.
So, like, for simpletons like me, you handle all of the 3D scanning and printing. You supervise for this like really awesome energy company, essentially.
Sure. So yeah, I'm involved with the scanning and inspection process, but I do
of course.
Yeah, but that does go hand in hand oftentimes with the 3D printing process, which is that's more of my wheelhouse.
So I was telling Matthew on a call like sometime last year that I was going to be doing this car build and how I wanted to do all these like fun things. Like I knew Matthew is a 3D printing expert, and so I was like, oh, what can we make that's like 3D printing, whether it be in metal or plastic or whatever. And I know a little bit, but I really relied on him to help guide me. And we thought, well, the emblem actually may be the perfect part. So we talked, and I ordered a extra just cheap hood emblem that goes into my Porsche, and then I shipped it to Matthew. And then Matthew, you could talk about like your process of like what you did from there.
Sure. So to start with, I wanted to make sure that I had the absolute perfect measurements, curvature, everything like that, so it would fit perfectly on the car. And I could have done that, just with calipers and some like radial gauges, but I thought I would go one step further, and I used our blue light scanner, which uses a combination of scanning and photogrammetry to take a full, complete scan all the way around down to about 20 micron of accuracy, like 10 micron of accuracy, I believe, and use that scan to then create the 3D model through a combination of hard edge modeling and sculpting in Blender.
So yeah, and like super impressive. Essentially, we'll show some reference images on screen, but he used with the thankfully his company is really awesome and allowed these resources. But essentially like a huge high-end 3D scan manufacturing laser to laser scan the hood ornament. And then I sent Matthew some reference images, our project logo, which we see in the intro to the video, and he went through a few processes of just like hand modeling the hood ornament logo. Can you tell me, we'll play the time lapse on screen, but can you tell us a little bit about what it took to design the logo from there?
Sure. So it was a matter of first taking the STL model produced by the scanning process and making a generalized kind of shield or badge shape through hard edge modeling, which was definitely the easy part. And from that point, I started to sculpt out a version. I already happened to have a previous Boxer model that I was able to kind of like change and form into the shape of Winston. So I had to remove the ears and redo those. There, I had designed a collar onto it, so I wanted to remove the collar and kind of form the body more and make it look more like make it look like more like the final art.
Yeah.
I don't know if, I don't
It
know
was
if
like tricky, right?
Get that light.
It was like flat. Yeah, like you took this thing that was like, you did a really good job taking a full 3D structured, like full formed Boxer dog model and then flattening it in a way that it still has depth and shape, but like only like a few millimeters thick. Yeah.
That was the difficulty, because what that involved, what the difficult part about it specifically was the process of taking a very dimensional model and squishing it down. Every curvature on your face, say like, let's say you're looking with your nose pointed in this direction, and you wanted to flatten the image straight on. The issue is your nose then becomes a fold, it becomes a shelf. And that creates cavitations in the model, makes it non-manifold, or it becomes a feature too thin to print.
That's crazy. And so we went back and forth a lot, and Matthew did this on his free time, which I really appreciate, and did an amazing job. I'm super happy how it turned out. But the next step was like, how would you create something cost effectively based on the resources we had that would survive being on a rally vehicle, that would have like mud and stuff flung at it, that would also look good? We're spending money repainting and doing body work on the car. So we explored a few options. We talked about doing aluminum molds and faced some challenges there, but we're like, what's the best option? So Matthew took time to explore, and we knew what we had and what we were good at, or what Matthew was good at. So start off with a 3D print, at its core here, we have just a regular resin 3D print from a nice 3D printer. And then you sanded it down, and then we hired a nickel plating company. That's the best way to describe it, to nickel plate it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then we ordered a few, and it cost a few $100 for 6 of them after the print. So just FYI. But yeah, going from there, it was an interesting process, took a few weeks. I just wanted to arm those of you like myself that are not experts in 3D printing to know that it is fully possible. So, and I'm super proud of Matthew. He's like a little brother to me and a great guy. So in the future, if you want parts of your vehicle scanned in and printed to a certain degree, we can't do full vendors and stuff, but I would recommend you hitting up Matthew, and he'll help problem solve. He's a 3D expert in, you started off in like the prop world, right? You were building props for like Comic-Con clients and things like that on the side when you weren't having your day jobs, and self-taught, and you're killing it. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. I just, again, follow Matthew. If you want to have your own emblem or element of your vehicle created, definitely hit him up. And it's pretty awesome to have your own badge. So thanks, Matthew. Thanks for taking the time to talk with us. And we'll probably make some new parts soon. So later, man.
Thank you.